Hello there, hi, I'm Christian. I'm psychologist and Scrum Master and one of the founders of Echometer. And in this video, I want to show you what's the goal behind our tool and how you can set it up quickly. So we believe that retrospective can have a massive impact on team and organizational development. And this is the reason why the first goal of our tool is to make retrospectives scalable throughout all your company and not only the IT department. Secondly, often as a team coach, you have a feeling of what are the blockers and how does your team develop. We want to make this measurably from a psychometric perspective. And third, often seemingly unchangeable behavior patterns are blocking teams. We are a spin-off of the psychological department of the University of Münster, and we want to use psychological know-how to bust those patterns. What does that mean? So imagine that I as a psychologist have been researching what do loyal, engaged and innovative teams do differently? What are the preconditions on a behavioral basis? What you have to do to be good at those outputs. And those constructs we deconstructed into behavioral anchors, you could say nudges to reflect on in your retrospectives to improve on those points. The process goes like this, that you, depending on your context, obtain feedback from your teams before the retrospective. So this is the data gathering phase before the retrospectives. Then you talk about the feedback within your retrospective and using our tool. And at last, you also enter the action items into our tool. And the nice side effect of all of this is that you and the retrospectives themselves create this continuous organizational health check that you can see where are the different teams and how do you as an organization develop. So let's have a look into the team. This is the first screen you will enter when coming into the tool. I recommend to start with this button and just set up a new team. Just call it maybe demo team and use it as a playground to get to know our tool. One of the first screens you will see when setting up the team is this one. You can choose between different templates for your team. Just read through them and pick the one which fits best. Depending on what you choose, you will get different kind of items, different kind of psychological anchors. And by the way, if you're not sure about it, I recommend to take this one, and you can always change this subsequently if you just go onto the item pool and click this button right here. So let's say you chose one of them and you have now 10 items, 10 psychological anchors. You are not supposed to use all of them in your first retrospective, but if you click on the team page, you will see that 3 of those are already chosen by our tool, and those 3 are recommended to be taken. You probably should not take 10 of them, as this will take too long time in your retrospective. You can use this page to prepare the retrospective and then invite participants to give feedback on that. This is the gather data phase before the retrospective. And then you can start the retrospectives. Within the retrospective, our tool supports during the whole process. So you can use this in your remote retrospective, but you could also use it on site if you want. And afterwards, if you are through, I recommend to just click it through. I guess it's pretty intuitive. Then afterwards, you will receive like data points, what are the blockers and how did you develop on them. And at last, if you have many teams in the tool, if you are like the whole department is using our tool, then you can set up the organizational items. You have to click on the org administration, go into the item pool, and then choose, for example, let's say you have as an OKR, customer orientation, you want to improve on that, then you can choose this, and then you can see after some retrospectives, how do teams evaluate this, and how does it develop over time, and use the screen in your, for example, Scrum of Scrum meeting or equivalent meetings. So I hope that helped to get to know our tool. We also, as a company and startup, we want to improve continuously. So if you have feedback, always, as you can see, we already have some happy users, some happy customers. So hopefully we'll have one more soon. Thanks for your time. Have fun.